and we're back on track at a very foggy Snetterton. The main purpose for today's session is to test some more brake pads to see if we can get round the overheating issue that we had last time at Brands Hatch. Now, we've spoken about brake pads for the Megane Mark III RS before. When you ask out in the world what's the best to have on the vehicle, there's so many different brands that are sort of thrown out there, and you never know who to go to, who to trust. So we thought what we'd do is try them on our own vehicle so that we can prove that it works, but also find that right concoction for you guys to be able to use out on track. So we've looked at so many different brands ourselves, done the research, looked at the max temperatures, how the compounds are made up, how they're going to wear, and we think we might have found the right solution. Keep watching to find out more. Now this right here is the moment where, for some reason, my harness loosened from the side. It must have been trapped, but as you can tell, I was petrified and thought that I was going to come flying out the seat, so I held on to it so tightly for the rest of this session. Fortunately, it's only a lap or so more, but now obviously some of this is a little bit sped up purely because we're just going round and round in circles, but it's cool to see the battles of the other cars and see what else is on track as well. As soon as we got back to the pits, we were straight on it with the heat gun, checking the disc temperatures to make sure nothing's overheated. It all looked pretty good, to be honest. We were a little surprised at first, thinking like, wow, we've done it so quickly, like this is the pad, this is the one that we need. And obviously it's such a contrast to brands, but the track temperature is different, the air temperature is different, the length of the circuit's going to have a bit of an impact because there's so many more straights at Snet, so many more gaps between the corners, whereas brands is quite tight and you're on the brakes a lot more, so that's going to make a massive difference. So we've worked out that although these pads work in a treat, the Mintex ones would have worked here too. Chris wanted to tweak the rear suspension a little bit, so he adjusted the bumper and rebound to make it a bit harder. So when turning in under braking, the rear would rotate slightly, so it would help set the car up for the apex. So we managed to get a good 2 sessions in, and then some of the guys from work turned up. So they have come along today to experience the Megane themselves, because they've seen it at work. They've worked so hard preparing it for track. We've got some of the mechanics here with us today, and it's just nice for them to be able to go on track and see what it's capable of after watching it in the workshop for so long. George was first out.
Bit tight, but you need to do it really tight. Yeah?
Yep.
If you feel sick or anything, just say like you want to get in.
No, I'll be alright.
It's fine. Sometimes it does happen. I get sick all the time. But yeah, just get like that, and then I'll come in. We have to warm the tyres up first, and then try and get the engine temperature up, and then just make sure everything's working okay. And then once we've done that, and the rear tyres up to temperature, we start sending it with your seam notice anyway.
They had some good little battles, but then face, he knew exactly what he'd done straight away, but the car kept going. There was a slight tapping noise, but other than that, the Megane was holding on. And then, a lap later, the cab filled with smoke. It buzzed the engine.
Okay.
Good now.
Of course, it's straight out the car, bonnet up to see what had gone wrong. They were hoping it hadn't happened. After a quick recovery trip round the track backwards, the team were reunited and found out the bad news. As frustrating as this was for Chris and the team, it was part of racing. It could happen to anyone. Oh, Chris. Lots of swearing later. There was nothing we could do. Recovery home was the only option.
Let's have a look. Oh, I've got to have a look there, haven't I? We've seen a load of smoke. Yeah, we see the smoke.
But we already have a donor vehicle back at work, ready to go with an engine, ready to swap it out. We will be back. This is not the last of the Megane, but how long will it take us to get back out on track? We've got lots more upgrades planned. You'll just have to watch this space. Make sure you like and subscribe so you can check out our next video when we get back to the circuit.